Hi folks, this is Karim of our IT Visualizer channel. We will continue our lab, the Terminator lab. This is the video number 23 we have been discussing in the previous video following. We have began a method for deploying Windows 10 on a large scale by using two very famous Microsoft tools, a tool called Microsoft Deployment Toolkit and a service role or service feature that can be installed on Windows Server, different editions, a feature called Windows Deployment Server. So we began the previous video to prepare ourselves to deploy a large number of PCs using these two very famous tools. So one of the YouTubers, a famous one, or not a famous one actually, but he is called Daniel Barbarius. He have done a very good lab on how to deploy a large number of PCs using MDT and WS, and I have used his lab as a part, or I will take a part of his lab and put it in my Terminator lab, and actually I will add more things to his lab. I will continue, or I'll try to enhance his lab and add more things to it and automate some of the things he or some of the steps he has done in his lab. So please refer to my previous video and go to his channel, to his YouTube channel, and subscribe to it. So the previous video we began installing some prerequisites before using or before installing the MDT tool and the WDS. So some of these prerequisites are, for example, downloading Microsoft Toolkit, downloading different operating systems that we will deploy in our network, especially Windows 10. We can deploy Windows 11 and Windows Server 2022, and downloading a couple of softwares and a couple of scripts. Some of these scripts already Daniel have give us because he has already a folder or a zip folder contains all of the steps that we need to make our MDT lab or to make our MDT environment or our deployment environment, and his scripts that he used during the deployment or during installing the MDT tool. Okay, so he have give us some scripts that he used, and he has give us some links that we can go and download the prerequisites, some of the prerequisites. Okay, for example, like the operating system and so on. So if we go to this note, this is the note. He's saying to us some prerequisites we need to download. First of all, we need to download the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit and update to this toolkit. Some scripts we need to download, but he has already give it to us, okay, or give it to us you have already a zip file that contain these scripts, and he give it to us. We can use it directly. We don't need to go and download it. And some tools like Big Info, this is like a screensaver or something like a script that you run it, it will give you some info about the PC. This is the Big Info, okay? And we have already downloaded Windows 10 and Windows 11 and Windows Server 2022, and we have stopped the last time at the KMS or the licenses. So these are generic volume licenses that when you put it on the operating system, any Windows operating system, it tells the operating system to go and activate this operating system version from a KMS server, okay? Or what is a KMS server? A KMS server, it is a server. Its basic function is to activate Windows operating system versions, okay? So when we install these operating systems or when we deploy these operating systems, we will give them these keys. These keys are generic volume license. What we mean by generic volume license? These are keys that once the operating system sees it, it will seek to communicate with a KMS server to activate the Windows operating system. So this is not a license that will activate the operating system. This is only a redirection, or it is something like a tool that will redirect the operating system to a KMS server, and the KMS server will activate the Windows operating system. So we have stopped the last time at this step. Let's go and see some more info about what is generic volume license and a lot of things. So here you go. This we have stopped last time. So he is saying that To use KMS, you need to have a KMS host available on your network. So you need to have a KMS host server. Computers that activate with a KMS host need to have a specific product key. This is the generic volume license key. Okay, so these are called generic volume license keys. Okay, these should be inserted or put in the operating system so they can go to the KMS host or to be redirected to the KMS host to activate the Windows operating system. So this key is sometimes referred to as a KMS client key, but it is formally known as Microsoft Generic Volume License Key. Computers that are running volume license editions of Windows Server and Windows clients are by default KMS clients with no extra configuration needed, as the relevant GVL key or generic volume license key is already there. So if you have, or if you have downloaded, or you have a Microsoft operating system that is activated with the volume license key, or you have purchased it to be activated by a volume license key, the generic volume key is already on the operating system, so you don't need to do anything else. So for example, if you purchase a Windows 10 operating system and you purchased with it the volume license key, so this operating with Windows 10 operating system will have already the generic volume license key installed on it. Okay, so this is one thing. There are some scenarios, however, you need to add the generic volume license key to the computer you wish to activate against a KMS host, such as converting computer for multiple activation key. This is one of the things. We don't have this scenario. Converting a retail license of Windows to a KMS client if a computer was previously a KMS host. Anyway, so we will put the generic volume license key, okay, to tell the PC to go to communicate with a KMS server to activate the license or to activate the operating system of the Windows. Okay, so let's continue, and I will show you all some searching with the Google AI or Google Broad AI and Bing AI and some AI tools to see what is a generic volume license key. Okay, so we can search for it on the AI tools. This is, by the way, I encourage you all to use AI tools because this is the future. So if we try to see what does Bing AI tells us about generic volume license key, first of all, you need to log into Bing AI by your Microsoft account. So you need to have a Microsoft account to log in to Bing AI. Okay, so here I'm trying to log in with Google, but this is not the case. I need to have a Microsoft account. So I have karim.raouf at outlook.com. So I will log in with my a Microsoft account, and then I will begin asking Bing what is generic volume license key, and what if I didn't go, or if I didn't activate or go to the KMS server and activate my license, how much this generic volume license key valid, or how much time I have until I communicate with the KMS server, okay, to activate my Windows product. Okay, so what is generic volume license key? Here we can see that this is the answer. Generic volume license key are public keys that are used for volume activation of Microsoft products such as Windows and Office. By default, volume license versions of Windows of Office 2019 and Office 2016 are installed with generic volume license key. The GVL key enables Office to automatically discover and activate against your KMS host computer or Active Directory infrastructure. So this is basically what is a generic volume license. Okay, we can go and ask a couple or other tools, AI tools. For example, we can use or ask ChatGPT and ask Claude Instant. I will show you all how we can query these AI tools. And by the way, I encourage you all, as I said before, to use these AI tools because this will facilitate uh, uh, to search for info or information, and it is interactive and it is changeable. You can ask and correct your answer or correct your query or modify your query, and it will give you the best answer. Okay, so what do we say here? That generic volume key or generic volume license uh, key will activate. So this is another question I had in my mind. It will activate my Windows 10 operating system. This is something. Sorry, because I have already uh, open again. Sorry, I have already uh, paused the video. Okay, so this now we need to go further. Sorry, guys. Let me go further and continue again. Let's go further. So here is the answer. Yes, generic volume access keys are used for volume activation on Microsoft products such as Windows. By default, volume license versions of Windows are installed with generic volume license key. The GM key enables Windows to automatically discover and activate against your KMS, computer host, or Active Directory infrastructure. Anyway, this was not the answer that I am seeking. Here I was asking if the generic volume license key activates the Windows, okay? It will not activate the Windows product. It will wait, or it is already a tool to redirect to a KMS server to activate the Windows operating system. So this was not the answer I am seeking. So I try to ask other tools, okay, because I was not convinced with this answer. By the way, some AI tools will not give you the correct answer unless you are very specific and you are asking the correct question. So we can go and ask other AI tools. Okay, so let's go and ask, for example, ask about or ask ChatGPT. But here I am asking, or I am going to another thing here. I am asking, or I'm trying to see the latest Windows 10. So here, the latest Windows 10 or the latest build, it is Windows 10 version 2022H2. Okay, this is the latest version of Windows 10 at that time, and the latest update was in March 21, 2023. So because I was recording it in April, so this was all at the beginning of April, I think, or beginning of March. Anyway, so beginning of April, yes. So the last was in March, or this was the last installed update, okay, or the last released update was in March 21, 2023. Daniel have done in his lab that you can download the updates, okay, manually and install it during the deployment of Windows 10. But anyway, we will have a WSOS server, so we don't need to download the updates. Anyway, so this is one thing. You can go and tell him Windows update history. So it's, if we go further again here, and if you type Windows 10 Enterprise 222H2 update history, it will give you a link contains all of the updates released for this Windows 10 version. Okay, so if you go further here, and sorry, so if you go further again, let's go further here and see what is the problem. So here I'm asking him how much time I have if I left the generic volume license key on my Windows operating system. So if I didn't communicate with the KMS host to activate my Windows product, how much time I have? I have 180 days. You see here that I will have 180 days left for me to communicate with the KMS server. Okay, so my Windows will be activated automatically for 180 days. Okay, so this is it. Okay, you have only 180 days. So this is one thing. So this was a question, what is generic volume license key? I have asked it and it gave me some answers. And by the way, I try to ask other AI tools for the same question and they give me different, or they give me almost the same answers. So you can go to the website www.poe.com. Okay, this is a website that contains different collection of AI tools. If you go to .poe.com, we will have ChatGPT, and we have a Claude instance. So let's see what was the answer for ChatGPT 4 when asking about generic volume license keys. Last 4. Generic volumes are special keys provided by Microsoft for organizations using volume licenses. These keys are not meant for individual users and are typically used in conjunction with a key management service server, KMS, to activate multiple systems within a network. GVL keys themselves do not have an expiration date, so this is not an activation key. It's a temporary key until you communicate with the key management service server to activate your product. The activations using GLS through a KMS server are limited or time limited. KMS activations are valid for 180 days, after which the system needs to contact the KMS server again for renewal. If system cannot contact the KMS server for renewal within the grace period, it will enter a reduced functionality mode until a successful KMS activation occurs. So this is more detailed answer, and this is from ChatGPT 4. Here I have 3 questions a day because this is limited. Okay, ChatGPT. This is ChatGPT 3.5 and this is ChatGPT 4. Okay, ChatGPT 3.5 is unlimited. You can ask him unlimited questions, but this is for we have 3 questions a day. Okay, so here is keep in mind that GLVs are not for retail or individual users, are using them without a proper volume license. If you use these keys without a proper volume license agreement, could result in an ungenuine activation status and possible legal issues. So this is another answer which is more detailed and explains a lot. So generic volume license, this is the answer. If you go to Claude, this is another AI tool saying known as generic volume license keys are known as MAC or KMS keys, do not have a fixed expiration date. Okay, this is also the question. However, they do require periodic reactivation to remain valid. MAC and KMS keys work by activating a certain number of installations. Once the number is reached, no new activations are allowed until activation threshold drops back down. Okay, the exact details depend on the specific keys and software, but in general, MAC keys need to be activated over 30 to 180 days anyway. So this is another answer from another AI tool, but mostly the common between all of the AI tools, they say that the generic volume license, it's only a temporary key, and you need to go to the KMS server to activate to activate your product key. Okay, this is a temporary key. You can go to the KMS to activate it permanently. Okay, this is activated permanently as long as you pay for the fees for the volume license. Okay, so this is one thing to put in mind. Okay, so this is another answer. So this is how you can get different answers from different AI tools. If we go to the ChatGPT 3.5, it says how much also the generic volume license key activation key lasts for. It depends upon the specific license agreement and the product being activated. Generally, volume license keys have a perpetual license, meaning they do not expire, but some agreements may have specific terms or restrictions. It is best to consult the license agreement provided by the software vendor or Microsoft for specific information regarding the duration of the license. Anyway, so I have discovered from these multiple answers that the generic volume license key, it is a temporary key until you activate or until you permanently activate your product through the KMS server. Okay, so this is one thing you need to put in mind. Okay, so this is one of the things or one of the advantages of using different AI tools. Okay, you need also to make sure that these answers are valid, and you need to verify that they are correct. Anyway, in the prerequisites there is a line called the scripts. The scripts here are some scripts provided by Daniel. We will use it later, and I will discuss every script one by one. Some scripts are for sysprep, making sysprep and fixing some problems concerning sysprep. Some of them are cleaning Windows updates after they are installed on the PC. Some of them are to remove some Windows 10 applications, Windows 10 built-in applications or provisioned applications. Some of the scripts restart some server services that are not started normally, or they are delayed in starting some services in most Windows servers. We will see that when we install or when we come to this part. And there is also some scripts concerning WSOS. This is a script that you use on the client to ease and to facilitate the communication between the WSOS client and the WSOS server. So all of these we will face, but not now. Okay, we will face it later. Okay, so this is a general knowledge about all of these scripts, and they have already, Daniel have already downloaded for us and put it in the folder scripts. And this script, for example, will check some services on the server. So it is multiple scripts doing multiple functions or do multiple jobs. Okay, so this is something we will encounter later. So these are the scripts. Okay, this is for the WSOS, and the other script concerning some services to make sure that these services are running. Some of them are WSOS, some of them for SQL Server services. So this is only a sneak peek for every script, but we will discuss this later one by one. Okay, this script it will clean the installed files for the Windows updates. Okay, so this is one thing also, and clean the temp files for the PC. Fix sysprep. This is a problem when you deploy or you capture an image. You must make before that sysprep. So there is a problem with this Microsoft Deployment Toolkit with sysprep. So this script will fix the sysprep problem with this version of Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. And this is a link that contains the error, or let's see, this is a link Daniel provided for us telling us what is the problem. So he's saying that Windows 11 MDT sysprep failure, okay, because of one drive component in the Windows 11. So the sysprep failed because of the, or will fail with the MDT 8456 because of the one drive component in the Windows 11. And there is a script to fix this problem or to make the sysprep work properly. Okay, so this is one of the things. Actually, in the latest version, or in the MDT have released another version of MDT, this problem was fixed. Okay, so this was in the previous version of MDT. Okay, so this PowerShell will fix the problem of sysprep, and already Daniel has already given us the script and save it in the scripts folder. Okay, so these are some scripts. For example, hide.bat. This is a script that will hide any PowerShell script, will not give you the window for executing the PowerShell command. Okay, and these are some scripts, as I said before. Some of them are to remove some Windows 10 built-in programs, like for example Xbox and some of these things for Windows 10 and Windows 11. Okay, so and provisioned. This is basically for the built-in Windows 10 product with Windows 10 applications. Okay, and this script we have said before to restart some services. These services are common on all of the Windows Server versions. Okay, and they are not started automatically, or they are delayed in starting. So this is script to make it more faster. Okay, just to make these services run automatically, and if they are not started automatically, this script will force them to start automatically. We will see that when we come to this section. I will discuss which service does what. Okay, but this is something Daniel had said to us or have give us. And the last one, okay, we have the WSOS report. We have said this is a script that will ease the communication between the WSOS clients and the WSOS server. Okay, so this is to ease the communication between the WSOS client and the WSOS server, and make the discovery of this client to the WSOS server is more easy. And this is another script called sort MDT folders. I will show you all also. This is a link to this describing what does this script do. If you go further, there is a screenshot that explains. So when you do folders in the MDT, they are not put in alphabetical order. So, or they are not sorted in alphabetical order. So this script will sort the Microsoft deployment folders or toolkit folders in alphabetical order. So this is the script. Okay, a simple script, but Daniel is very organized. So this is one of the things. This is a script to sort MDT folders by alphabetical order. Okay, and this is it. Then we go to the next. This is already downloaded here. Daniel has already this script in sort folders. Here it is. This is the sort folders script, and after that Daniel will begin downloading the SQL Express. Okay, because as we said before, we will have a SQL database, but we will not use it with WSOS, because we have WSOS with Windows internal database. We will use it with the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. We will create a database for the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. Okay, so now we will download Microsoft SQL Express 2019. Okay, this is not the file. This is a web installation file. We need to install or download the offline SQL version, not the web, or not through the web, to install it or download through the web file. Okay, so this is the SQL Express 2019. We will save it at the folder that Daniel has created for us, and we will not only download the SQL, but we need to it is a zip folder. We need to extract it. Okay, and after extracting it, we will download some SQL updates for this version. Okay, so this is SQL. We have said this is SQL Express. We will go to SQL Server, and then we'll save it to SQL Express. This is it. Okay, and then we will download a couple of updates. Okay, but before that we need to unzip the SQL version, because it is compressed. But before that we will go and download the SQL Server Studio or SQL Server Studio Manager. Through it we can open the SQL database and play with it. Okay, so we will save it to the server, SQL Server, and then SQL Management Studio folder. So this is one thing. And then there is SQL Reporting Server. So this is, we can run SQL reports, but through SQL Server Reporting tool. Okay, so this we need to download the SQL Server Reporting tool. So this is another thing. We need to download it. Okay, it is 106 megabyte. So we'll download it and we put it in the folder. Okay, and Prerequisites, and then SQL Server, then SQL Reporting, and then save. Okay, just a moment guys. So now we have already downloaded SQL Reporting, and then there is a couple of updates we need to download for the SQL. So the SQL Server 2019, it is a software. Okay, it is a SQL, it is a database software. So this database software has updates that fix bugs and improve the performance of this software. So we need to download it. Daniel is, as I said before, he is very detailed and very professional. This is a very professional way. If you download and install the SQL database without installing the updates, you may encounter some problems with the SQL performance, or with the SQL performance with the MDT. So you need to have the SQL Server or the SQL database software installed with the latest updates. Okay, so we need to do this. We need to download it and install it. Okay, this SQL Server update version history for SQL Server. We need to choose which version we need to download the updates to. So we have SQL Server 2019. we need to download the GDR and the cumulative updates. We will see now, or I will give you, or will ask the AI tools with what is a GDR and what is a cumulative updates. We will ask the AI tool to give us a brief about it. So first of all, I was just trying to know if I have SQL or I am here. I'm saying here, trying to make sure that is I am using SQL Server 2019. Here, I asked the AI again. Let me refer to this was asked by Ping. Why we need to install latest GDR and latest cumulative updates for SQL Server 2019. The latest GDR and cumulative updates for SQL Server 2019 may contain important security and performance fixes as well as other improvements and bug fixes. Installing these updates can help ensure that your SQL Server instance is secure, stable, and performing optimally. You can find detailed fix list for SQL Server 2022, SQL Server 2019, and SQL Server 2017 in the link that we were currently browsing, okay? And it is downloadable. If we go to Claude Instant and ask him about why we need to install the GDR and latest cumulative updates for SQL Server, here is another answer. He's saying that these updates contain important security patches, okay, that keep your SQL Server installation secure, bug fixes, okay. So there is a lot, or there is this is another answer. If you go further and continue, performance improvements. So there is a lot of things or a lot of advantages for installing updates. Okay, performance improvement, new features. Okay, compliance requirements in some industries. Regular installing security patches and update is required to meet compliance standards. So this is one of the IT requirement or IT audit standards you need, or to have. If you have an IT audit, they make sure that you have your SQL server updated with the latest security updates. This is a compliance requirement. Peace of mind knowing that you have the latest updates installed provide reassurance that it is protected and optimized. So this is another answer for the GDR, why to install the GDR and the latest cumulative updates. Okay, prevent upgrade blocking issues. Okay, another thing. Not installing updates occasionally result in having to do larger, more descriptive upgrades to catch up. Okay, so you need to be up to date, because if you not do that, you need to install a lot of updates. Improved manageability. With each update, Microsoft also refines the update and patching process itself to be faster, higher quality, and more seamless. Okay, so we can see it is a very detailed answer from Claude Instant, and actually a very convincing answer. And he is adding some additional tips for keeping SQL up to date, saying you need to install updates in a test environment before putting it in a production environment. Check the release notes. Automate the process using tools like SQL Server Installation Center. Windows updates. By the way, most of the SQL updates are pushed by Microsoft or Windows update or Microsoft Server Update Service, okay, or third-party management software commercial tools. Okay, stay on the top of the SQL Server release candidates, candies, and know when new GDR and CU are released. For critical security updates, install them as soon as possible after they are released, but you should test them before installing. So we can see the AI tools are very helpful and give us very convincing answers concerning some issues. Okay, so this is a very good way to comprehend or to know or to help you to understand some concepts. Okay, let's go further. Sorry, I need to go again and see the part of ChatGPT again. Sorry guys, ChatGPT again. No, sorry guys, just a moment. So I need to see the answer of ChatGPT and then we will go and continue. So let's see ChatGPT. Okay, here you go. This is the answer also. Why you need to have updates installed: security, performance, stability, compatibility. The same answer as Cloud Instant. So we can see they all have common answers, but they are explained in different ways. But they have the same answer, but in different ways. Now we will download the updates. Okay, we have a GDR. Okay, and the cumulative updates. We will download the GDR for 2019. Okay, we will go and download it and save it to the folder that Daniel has already created for us. Okay, so this is download the package and then save it to the folder. Okay, we'll go further down and download. Okay, and then save it. Okay, prerequisites, and go to the SQL Server and then save it to updates and then to the latest GDR. Okay, and save it. And then we will do the same for the cumulative update. So we'll turn back and download the cumulative update. So as we can see here, it's not only a process or prerequisites for Microsoft Deployment Toolkit or before installing Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. This is a professional way. Okay, you are downloading, preparing your environment in a very professional way. Okay, so this is what we are not only doing an MDT lab, we are putting into consideration that you are working in a production environment. Okay, so this is the cumulative update, and then we will download the update, and this is some notes about the update and what does it fix. Okay, so we'll download it. Okay, this is all, you can read it, but we need to install or download the update. So okay, here you go, download the latest cumulative update, and then we need to save it also again. Download and save. And prerequisites, and then SQL Server updates, latest CU cumulative update, and then we will continue with the prerequisites. Okay, we will continue with the prerequisites, and let's go and continue. So what is the next tool? Here the guys, here Daniel have he want to download some ADMX or some group policy templates and inject it in the clients or Windows clients. We don't normally do this process because the group policy templates are located in the Active Directory group policy central store location. So we don't need to do something like this because our group policy templates are already in the Active Directory. Okay, so we don't need to do this process or to download this group policy templates. But this is good info if you need to download, for example, Firefox templates. You can go to the website and download Firefox group policy templates for Chrome, all of these things. Okay, so let's go and continue. So you not download. This is the capture, or this is this is the policy definitions. Here I have some policy definitions from my previous labs. I can put it here, but actually I will not inject the group policy templates to the clients. Okay, this is only for clarification. Okay, so these are the group policy templates. You can download different group policy templates for different products: Adobe Reader, Google Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Microsoft Edge, Mozilla Firefox. All of these are links for different Microsoft group policy templates for different non-Microsoft products. And this is one tool. Okay, we need to download. This is called CM Trace. This is a tool that we need to inject to all of the operating systems of Windows 10 during deployment, because this tool we will use to open the Microsoft deployment toolkit logs. Okay, so there will be logs during deployment. This tool is a simple tool that helps us to open Microsoft deployment toolkit logs and locate the errors easily. So this is a tool we need to inject or to install on Windows 10 operating systems during deployment. During capture, actually, not deployment, because we need to capture a Microsoft or a Windows 10 operating system image. So during the capturing process, we will install some software that will be a basic or to be a baseline for the workstations. Okay, so for example, I need to have a Windows 10 image that contains PowerShell, some basic softwares. These are my golden image or my master image, contains some software. One of these softwares are the CM trace. Okay, and this is a tool that is found in Microsoft Endpoint Configuration Manager. Okay, so we'll download the whole package of Microsoft Configuration Manager and extract from it the CM trace tool. Okay, so this is one thing actually. And after that, after we extract the tool, we will have a script to automate the installation of this tool on the Windows 10 clients. Okay, so let's go first and download the tool. So we'll go there and paste. This is the configuration manager. We need to download the tool and then extract from it the CM trace. I need to see how much time was we are recording. So we have 41 minutes. Okay, this is a long time. So I think we can go and stop at what? Let's stop at for example at the .NetFrame. So we will download the CM trace and then we download NetFrame. So NetFrame should be in the Windows 10 capture image. Okay, so let's see how we can download the CM trace. Go and continue working. Okay, so we download it and then extract the CM trace from it. Okay, and save it. So the capture folder will contain all of the software that will be in our Windows 10 master image or our captured image. Okay, so now we are installing or we are downloading. It is 1.2 gigabytes. So we'll wait for a couple of time or we'll wait for some time until it's downloaded, and then we will extract the tool from it. It's called Configuration Manager Trace Tool Log. Here I am again asking the AI tools about this tool to give us a little bit of a brief about it. So let's see what it will give us. Okay, let's see the description of this tool. So what does it say? The Configuration Manager Trace Tool is a software that comes with Configuration Manager, and it is located on the program files and allows us to view and monitor log files, including logs in Configuration Manager or Client Component Manager, as well as Configuration Manager, as well as plain SSI for Unicode text files such as Windows installer logs. You can use this tool to troubleshoot issues with Configuration Manager or other applications that use log files. So this is a log tool. Software comes with Configuration Manager, or which was called Microsoft's SCCM. It is located in the Microsoft Configuration Manager Tools folder. So it is a log tool. Okay, we will use it to see the logs of the Microsoft Deployment Toolkit. Okay, so we can continue and see it. So this is another explanation. We will go and ask other tools like ChatGPT and other tools about what is the configuration trace tool. We could go to instant Claude and we'll see the answer. The tool provided by Microsoft to help troubleshooting Configuration Manager, formerly used as System Center Configuration Manager. It can be useful for viewing Configuration Manager trace tools. It actually can be used for other purposes, for saying normal log, Windows logs, for example, and other text logs, okay? Analyzing trace logs. You can analyze trace logs to diagnose issues with Configuration Manager features like device management, software deployment, compliance settings, so on. So reducing trace log size. Trace logs can grow very large over time. This tool allows you to filter trace logs by date range, log event components, so on. So to reduce size and focus on relevant information. Correlating events. When troubleshooting issues that span multiple configuration manager components or servers, the trace log helps correlate events from different logs. Events are time-stamped, allowing you to see the sequence of actions and potential cause-effect. So this is a very good log tool that will help us to analyze Microsoft deployment toolkit logs and see it in an organized way. Okay, so one of the tools also, or one of the advantages, detecting performance issues by filtering on specific components or processes, performance bottlenecks, so on. So this is a tool, or it is a log tool. Okay, so, and some features, we can see this is already giving us more info about the tool and some of the key features and capabilities. Okay, can open trace logs from multiple configuration manager servers, allow filtering by date log level, support full text search with trace logs, has collapsed tree views, show event details, can filter, export filter results, supports compare features. So this is a lot of advantages for using this tool. And actually most of the people I saw using MDT tool use this CM trace tool to analyze the MDT logs. Okay, so we can go again also and ask ChatGPT about it. So this is a trace log. Okay, it designed to help administrators analyze and troubleshoot logs generated by SCCM. So this is basically a log tool for Microsoft System Center configuration, or what's currently called as Configuration Manager. Okay, so user-friendly interface for viewing SCCM logs. Anyway, so you can see there is a lot of things going on here. This is also called the Dragonfly. This is there is a lot of AI tools. So we can see that all of them give answers that are relevant. Okay, or they're explaining what is this tool actually. So you can see there is a lot of answers. So you have a lot of things. You have only in 3 questions. Okay, so we can see that we have a lot of things. Okay, so I think I will stop. So let's first see if there is anything else. I will stop at the CM trace section. So I think we can stop at that point. So here I will stop at that point actually, or let's see. No, I will complete after downloading the tool. So we have already downloaded Microsoft Configuration Manager. Now we can go and extract. Just a moment, guys. I think I will stop now for a moment and come back. Just wait for a moment, guys. Sorry. So let's continue, guys. We will stop at this moment because I have electricity cut. So we will continue the upcoming video on the CM Trace tool. Hope this video will be informative for you all, and thank you all for viewing. Thank you so much.